Hello, this is Mr. Fogelsong at Upland High School. I'm your librarian, and I want to go over just some things that the UHS library offers for students. So, I'm going to start off with some things that are new this year. So, people that have been part of orientation and are not freshmen might not need to stay for the whole thing. So start off with just some things that are new. One of the main things that is new is we used to keep all of these links for our different resources underneath the quick links. We have gone to just have library here, just because we're trying to clean out some of those. So if you see, it's always been here, the UHS library. All the resources that I'm going to talk about are going to be underneath this page. Okay, so that's a small thing that's new, and everything is here. Two other things that are new this year is within Destiny Library Search, I have added accounts for everybody. The main point of the account is so that you can check your account to see what books are checked out to you. Now, watching this video down here will walk you through what your account will look like while you do that. But there are two things that are different in this account. Than from this video. One thing is the quick link in the front page for Destiny is not going to be there, so you can just access it from here. And the second thing has to do with if you want to pay fines. If you want to pay fines, it shows the library fines on the main page of the library, the main page of the student store, but it is actually now not on the main page. As you can see, you need to click on product categories and then library. So yes, that's a small change, but that is something that's different from the video if you're looking at the video. So this is where you could pay for library fines. The other thing that is different this year has to do with Gale. And I think it's a good change. And we're just on this front page. We have these resources. All of these are now available. These are all one link. Gale now has us go to this landing page where it has all of them together. So instead of clicking on these links separately, we all go here where you can see we have all the databases, which is not necessarily true because Gale eBooks is not technically a database. We have our informational database and our argumentative database. We have our ebooks and a way to search across all three. I'll go over Gale and how to use this resource a little bit later. But that's it for things that are new this year. So if you have been and know about the library and the resources that they have, then I guess you could stop the video now. Otherwise, I'm going to go through reviewing how we use all of these things. Okay, first, Destiny Library Search. This one is powerful because it has a lot of our other resources all linked in here. So we did talk about the video. I'm going to just show you regular logging onto Destiny. You're going to click here and then click on high school. This is the best way so that we have the link that it will take you here. Yes, you could log in and it would give you your Google account to be able to see your account, but we are just showing the basic why we would use Destiny Library Search. The Hate U Give was popular last year, so I'm going to look up and it's going to give me everything on the Hate U Give. So you can see there's the book. It's available. This is a traditional book. It's on the shelves behind me that you can't come into. But I want to let you know that we are going to make that available. So if you see a book in here that you want to read, we have a standing appointment Google form that you could fill out and then pick it up on Monday. So check the front of the website and we'll have those forms for each week on you to be able to pick those up. But you can see that's a traditional book. You can tell by the icon. We also have an ebook that's written um, that has something to do with the hate you give. We have in there. You can see another ebook that's going to be there. I want to see if we also have, yeah, our academic databases, the in context. Even some of those are showing up in here, so you can see a lot of the resources, not only traditional books, but also databases, ebooks, audiobooks can all be accessed through here as one of the ways of doing it. So that is Destiny Library Search. Okay. Going on, we have the Homework Center. Even though we're closed right now, I want to talk about this so that I hope when we open, it is a resource that you would use. The Homework Center is the library after school. Now, the library is usually open 7 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night, all the time. But from 3 to 5, it's specifically the Homework Center. And the Homework Center, there's tutoring available. Yes, you could get one-on-one tutoring if you want. I'm going to say most kids come in and use the Homework Center to do homework and ask questions only when needed. A few might sit with getting help the whole time, and that's available. But like I said, I want you to feel like it's a comfortable place where you could come in and do your homework. And if you get stuck, there's somebody there to help you. That's what I'm going to say 90% of the people that are doing use the Homework Center. Now, during regular years, we have teachers that are here, myself included is one of them, as well as AP students that are paid to help you do your homework. This is a resource that you're not going to find in most places, in most high schools, and if you did, it would not be free. So this is a very good resource that you could take use of. Of course, there's the Chromebooks. All of those are available after school till 5. You can print. We have quiet places for you to do homework. We also will lend out textbooks. If you have a textbook at home, you can borrow and get your homework done. So if this becomes available again, please take advantage of that. We also have Encyclopedia Britannica. This is just the regular encyclopedia that you might be familiar with. I'm going to let you know that Encyclopedia Britannica, ProQuest, and teaching books are all part of the California State Library, what they offer to students. Now, this is going to be a little bit different because I'm doing this recording at school. So when I click here, it's going to recognize that I'm at school, and it's not going to ask me for the password. So the password, because you'll need it because you're not at school when you're going to be accessing this. The username will be Upland, lowercase UPLAND, and the password will be UUSD. Those lowercase UUSD, which stands for Upland Unified School District. So that is the password to be able to get into Encyclopedia Britannica. You might have noticed that there's the elementary, middle school, and high school, the one I clicked on, and there's also a Spanish version of the encyclopedia if that's what helps you. Okay, so going on, we have the Gale resources, which talked about a little bit about how the landing page is different, but I want to show you the power of how to use these. So before we go on, what is the difference between these three? The high school database is an informational academic database. That means where you get information. Think of it as like Wikipedia, but for school. Wikipedia, you can't go on Wikipedia and use that in a paper and say that it is reliable. So you can use these, and because it's the right tool for the right job, it's made for school, it's made to do research, it's going to have all the tools to make all of that work easier. I'll show that. All three of these are on the same platform, so it doesn't matter which one I go into later. So the Opposing Viewpoints is another academic database. This one is an argumentative database. One of the most common things you need to do in school is write an argument. And this is the database that will have those controversial issues, those topics and those resources about those topics that will help you write those argumentative papers. And then there's ebooks. The ebooks are separate from my other ebooks that I'll talk about later. These are primarily research ebooks. So they're not meant to be read cover to cover. More, well, the way they're set up is you would search for a topic, it would give you a chapter in the book, and you would read that chapter. But remember, it's all on the same system. So all of the notes and saving to Google Drive works the same for all of these. So it doesn't matter which one I click on now, it all takes us to this new landing page. I'm going to do the argumentative one just to show you how you can use it to take notes and use for Google Drive. So as it pops up, you can see here's some topics across here. So Hispanic Heritage Month, gender. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do the academic. I did the academic one. I thought I was doing the opposing viewpoints. So I am in the academic informational one. So you can see I could choose one of these. I'll choose James Madison. Why not? And as it pulls up, you can see that there are, let's wait, on this page. There it goes. You can see all the different resources that we have in just the academic database. We have encyclopedias, videos. Yes, you can use and cite videos. We have academic journals, biographies. I won't read all of these to you, but these are all different things. Look how many magazines you have that are school related, and they've been checked that they are reliable and you can use them and in your research. I like that it also has websites. Now these are regular websites you can find, but you're doing through an academic database. So when you cite it, you're telling your teacher that it has been checked to be reliable. Okay, so let's do some notes. I'll choose a magazine. Okay, we're gonna load some magazines. Doesn't matter, I'll just pick this one. Now we're down to the actual resource. Here is the article, pictures and everything. Now, if I wanted to save this entire thing, I could put to Google Drive, and it will create the entire article as a Google Doc, and it will put it in your drive. Okay, I'm not going to open up my drive, but it will create a folder in my drive and it will put it a folder called In Context, and it will put the article that's in there. Another one of the most powerful things to do is to take notes while you're reading. So you can see as I highlight, I can take a note, I can highlight, I can save this, and I could do this on multiple different articles. And when I'm done with all of my research, I can click on my highlights and notes up here, and all of my notes will be in one place that I can still send to Google Docs. It will send to the Google Drive as a Google Doc, and it will have all my notes and all of my, linked back to going to where it is, and all of what I highlighted, everything there available in one easy place. That saves a lot of time when you're doing research. So that's available. I do like to just open up the ebooks just to show you that even though these are ebooks, they're on the same platform, and everything I showed you about that works exactly the same for a book. Just wish the internet was a little quicker. Okay, so here's this book about, I clicked on a different book. I thought I was clicking on, doesn't matter. So within here, here's all the chapters. You can click on, and you can see I could take notes just like, Okay, notes should be popping up. Sorry, it's loading still. There, you can see I could take notes on the book. And even if I wanted to, I don't know why you would do this, but you could view it as it would look if I bought the book in paper format and put it on the shelves. So these are like the research ebooks. Before I go on, I'll let it. So that's what it would look like if it was on the shelf. Okay, so that is Gale. All of those that are available there. ProQuest is another one offered by the California State Library. You can see there's a lot of different resources that are here, so I'll go over these really quickly. Culturegrams, basically U.S. countries, U.S. states, provinces. If you're doing a country report, this will be perfect for you. STRS Discoverer is 8 to 9. It is basically the same thing as Issues Researcher, except Issues Researcher will have, oh no, wait, sorry, backwards. This is a general reference database. So this one will be more along the idea of like informational database like we talked about, where this one will be more like the argumentative database, okay? Some more informational database, eLibrary, which is going to be a lot more of like magazines and different types of resources that you have. Central Student is a little bit more advanced. So if you are not getting the information you need from our high school databases, this one is including some of the references in a college database. So it's a little bit more. They have their own ebook platform. It's a little bit different where you can't save it to Google Drive, but you can save it as a PDF. So there's not notes that are being taken there, but you could have access to all the books that they have at the California State Library. And Research Companion is a little bit different. It is not a resource in the way that you would look up information. It is a resource in which it teaches you how to do research. So there's a module in there. If you do not know how to write a thesis statement, it will walk you through how to write a thesis statement. So that's one of these, all of that they have here. Now the ProQuest Basic Search, I like putting this over here because it includes Central Student, eLibrary, and eBook Central, which are some of the higher resources that you would have and be able to search all of them together. Now, I need to give you the password for this because you are not accessing these from home. From school. If you're accessing from school, it will recognize that and you don't need to do a password. Otherwise, you're doing it at home. It has a password. The password is, username is Upland. And the password, this one's a little complicated, capital H, exclamation point, GHLAND 3R, Highlander. But it needs all of those. Okay. This is during COVID. If you're having a problem with the password, you can click on this and you should be able to access all of these. You just might not have all the resources you would have in creating an account and being able to save things. So that is ProQuest. Going on to Sora. Sora ebooks are different from Gale ebooks because these are the books that are meant to be read from cover to cover. They are the fiction books. Well, not all fiction. They're the silent reading books. Those are those kinds of books. Okay, so if I click on Sora, here's good news. There really isn't a password, except it's going to remember my password. So yes, it did. So I'm going to show you I'm going to sign out. Okay. So when you sign out, when I click on it, it should pop up with this. It's guessing that my school is Upland Unified School District because that's where I am. I'm at the high school. So if that's getting a different school because of where you live, you can always search or switch schools and find Upland Unified School District, which of course is us. All right. And then I sign in using Upland Unified School District. Here's the nice thing. Your library account is your Google account. So if you are signed into your Google account, you now have access to all of the books, all of the audiobooks that I have. Okay, so those are some of my books that I have checked out, and I have things on there. So let me see. I need to go to, this is where your landing page would be. Okay, so these are always available books that you do not have to check out. Everybody in the whole school can read them, and other ones that you could do. I did before The Hate U Give, so let me search for, okay. Unfortunately, right now, my ebook and my audiobook for The Hate U Give is checked out. But you can see down here, the California Digital Library, there's another library that has one of the audiobooks available. Let me show you how to access that. This is very important. There's a partnership with the Upland Public Library in which you have access to all of their material, digital material as well. Your library card for them is your school Gmail account. So when you click on this hamburger and it says add a library, you can search for Upland Public Library, add this library to your account. As you saw, it's added here. And when I do a search, it will look up that library as well. Yes, you can add other libraries, but this is the only library that we have a partnership with where your Google account is your library card. You do not have to go to the Upland Public Library to get a library card. The school has done that for you. So that's available for you as well. Okay? All of those. And of course, you could download the app, read it on your phone, and even send it to a Kindle. All of that's available through Sora. The last one I'm not going to talk about. Teaching books is more something that your teacher will use to give you information on novels. So that's some of the things, like videos about a novel that you're reading. So we'll leave it with that. So that is the library. If you have any questions, please email me, Mr. Fogelsong. I'll answer them, and I hope that I'll see you soon once the library is open again and you can use all of these resources. Okay, have a good day.